들어갔어. 나이스.
플라운드 셔틀 자제 좀 부탁드리겠습니다. 수고하셨습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. 멈춰주세요. 샷.
Debut. Young Bang Shin Sil, but she's going to have to topple this lady, Lee Daeon, seeking a third leg of the Korea Grand Slam. Already has a Korean Women's Open title to her name and a Hanwha Classic Championship. Has battled injury over the last couple of seasons, only played 10 events last year. Hadn't teed it up since July before she got 2023 underway with a unfortunate withdrawal at Lotte Sky Hill back in April. She's got some confidence coming into the week. 5th place finish at the Nick Sensate 9 Masters last week at Gimhae Gaya. She leads by 1 over 3 players. She makes her way towards the home stretch on Sunday afternoon, the 45th playing of the KLPGA Championship. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, well, we're only a 20-minute or so drive away from downtown Seoul, so as you'd expect, attendance has been very solid, not only today, but all throughout the week. Gaeun picked up her breakthrough title at Pochon Adonis at the Hana Financial Group Championship back in 2021. It was a stunning playoff victory over, at that time, world number 2, Min-ji Lee. Did collect a win last year at the Daibo House D Open. Park Gi-yeol, just the one win on her resume back in 2018 at the Seokhyung Networks Ladies Classic. proverbial journeywoman in this field. We seem to struggle to keep her card through the last couple of seasons. Lost it at the end of 2021, but got it back through Q School and kept it comfortably last year, up to 12 now in Son Yebin. It's a 7-iron to this slightly downhill 153 meter par 3. Oh, just skirts the edge of the bunker. And she'll leave herself right around 20 feet to go. Up into the middle right section. Not much room right at the flag there. And the last time the KLPGA Championship was staged here, back in the year 2020, and a certain Park Hyun Kyung won her first of back-to-back KLPGA Championships. Unfortunately, the two-time champion languishing at 2 over par for her round and way back at 2 under for the tournament, alongside the defending champion Kim Lim, who's had a horrible outward half of 39. So their race pretty much run. They're so young. It's a left pin here on 10. Sets up well for a little draw. Got just 6 from the left edge. Certainly don't want this ball coming down anything left of that TV tower. You're going to have a short-sided, unpleasant little chip. Just through the back of the green. Maybe a little adrenaline for her coming into the 10th. Now, Dayon just in the left rough. You've seen you can get some good lies in this Zoysia rough, but you can also get some awful ones. This one looks right around middle of the pack for Dayon. 9-iron for 123. Looking to play for a little bit of release. And she's done a very good job from there. Excellent shot. Final group on Sunday, right in the thick of the action. What can she produce? A pretty good shot is the answer. About 12 feet left for Bang Shin Sil at the 10th. Former Korean junior champion. Played on Team South Korea for many a year. Low amateur at the Korean Women's Open a couple of years back. Now out to 11. And a good layup. Straight down the center cut for Songa Eunpin's very deep in this green on 11 today though. 33 paces on, just 7 from the back edge. Always tough to get it to back pins. And that's decent. Now, Cho Ah-yeon. Started a day promisingly. Park Guyol, beg your pardon. Turning in 1 under par. We saw all her bogeys yesterday coming from 3 putts, or most of them anyway. She's not shying away from the challenge. Good aggressive third shot all the way past the pin on this par 5. Who will stand tall at the end of play today. Right now it's Dion who clings to the slenderest of advantages over a trio of chasers here in the final round at Lakewood Country Club. So Young electing to putt this one from just off the back of 10 green. It's the percentage play, but this fringe grass is a little bit unpredictable. It's a pretty long putt, so hitting it with pace should keep it on line through the tangly stuff. Pretty well judged for pace there for Lee So Young. She won Rookie of the Year. This is the club, one of the clubs that she really banked on all season long. And she is on. She does not miss. And she did on that occasion. gives a chance to just put a little pressure on the chasing pack. Lee Dayon, a birdie look at 10 to get to 10 under par. The first woman this week to get to 10 under with a birdie at 7, gave it back at 8, is to get back to double digits. Looks good. It is good. Lee Dayon. Her intentions are clear. Third birdie of this final round. The triple fist pump. Another look here. Just pure surfaces we're putting on at Lakewood this week. Just enough on it. And now the question asked of young Bang Shin Sil. At first, up ahead, So Ye Bin for 3 in a row. As she did on Saturday afternoon, she pours them in round the turn. Birdie, birdie, birdie start to the back 9 for Son Ye Bin. She goes within 2. Important putt for Shin Sil here. She's just seen the leader claw 1 ahead. This to stay within 1. And that is a resilient and wonderful 3 for the tall teenager. She isn't going down without a fight. And if this standard of golf continues over the next 2 hours or so, we will be in for an absolute treat. Now, Park Gale. Touch of movement to the left in this for Park. That one has gone slipping by. There's been one Achilles heel in the game of Park Gale this week. It's been the stick in her hand right there. The flat stick. Yeah, the par 5 11th. The only hole that so even the longest hitters here at Lakewood this week cannot reach into. 492 meters, plays gradually uphill. And that green sits up on a bit of a plateau as well. Pair of bunkers up the right that must be avoided. 240 to get to the furthest trap on the right. Your second shot, all about the layup here. Try and leave yourself a nice comfortable yardage in. And you don't mind being a little bit closer today with a pin in the back section. It's a tabletop green that players can't actually see from down in the fairway. The pin today cut in the back level of the green, 33 from the front. Away in that back plateau. You don't mind being a little bit closer with your layup, because then you don't risk that ball spinning back with a full wedge. You want the full yardage with the front pin. You don't really fancy it too much with the back pin, particularly with greens as soft as they've been this week. A lot of rain we had yesterday. Actually had to halt play for an hour on 2 separate occasions just to squeegee them dry. Lee So Young did make her putt for par back at 10. And it's Bang Shin Sil with the honour. Played the par 5s on the front side extremely well yesterday, did Shin Sil. 3 under on the long holes, but today she's 1 over on them. Now, Dayon. Prettiest and most efficient golf swings you're going to find in the women's game. Not much can go wrong with the action that Lee Dayon possesses. For her, it's always been a question of, has she been healthy enough? Struggled with a nagging wrist injury for most of the last 2 seasons. But when she is healthy, she is a contender week in, week out. Now, So Young Plenty of speed here. Watch how aggressive she turns with that lower body. It really drives into the ground and up through her left hip. The double bogey on 11 on this whole Friday was the only blemish she had on her scorecard that morning. And all three players in this lead group safely down the fairway at 11. Have a look at that birdie putt for Lee Dion a couple of moments ago, getting her to 10 under par. And then while that was happening, Son Ye-bin ahead at 12 dropped that one for 3 on the spin to start the back 9. Then Bang Shin-sil asked a tough question by the leader. And I think her answer was absolutely spectacular. The fans here at Lakewood are in for a treat this Sunday afternoon. Still, anyone's game. You have to realistically feel that there are 6 players very much in the mix, although Song Ga-eun at 3 back. Now maybe we'll need to run the tables to sort of have any chance, but certainly for So Young, Gale and Ye-bin, players at 8 under, are only 2 back. Obviously the power of Bang Shin-sil. They could challenge Dion and keep things interesting. That's a good ways up there, and she's going to be coming out of the fairway. So we'll get maximum control on that. See what kind of options she has for herself. And she gets down to that now. Dion. Fairway's a little bit wider, sort of up the right-hand side. Certainly the side of the fairway that you want to be airing on. Don't tug it left into those traps. Just going to stick in the fairway. Ye-bin. 3 in a row up to this point. She's quite a long ways back at the 14th. And 59 left with a 6 iron to 13. Did not go left here. A couple of bunkers short side at left of this pin. This one heading out a little right. Oh, right at it. Oh, how about this little run that Son Ye-bin is putting together? Stellar shot into 13, continuing to try to build that momentum and pressure Dion. Now, I said Bang Shin-sil couldn't get there. I mean, I don't think she can get it all the way to the pin, but this is 3-wooder, and that's plenty of club for Bang. This would be a gargantuan whack. It's only about 210 to get it to the front edge of the green, but playing uphill. Find those bunkers, it's going to be a long, nasty leave. Oh, my word. Well, color me surprised. She's got home in 2 at 11. And the power advantage is being used here. That is an eagle look for Bang Shin-sil. Coming up at the par 5 11th. Has already made 2 eagles this week. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful golf swing, and she's hit a little peeling fade into this green as well. She carried this. It would have been 225 meters up the hill as well. That is an outstanding golf shot from one of South Korea's real exciting prospects of the future. Well, the future is now. And Bang Shin Sil has the advantage at the 11th. Now, Park Gi-yeol at 12. Again, pin's got on the right-hand side today. Anything pin high left is okay. Straight over the stick for Gi-yeol. She knows opportunities like this don't come around every week. Major opportunities like this one at the KLPGA Championship. This is Cho Ah-yeon. Second into 13, playing alongside Son Ye-bin. I thought that was going to stop and come up short, but it gets a brilliant kick forward. How about those two golf shots from Ah-yeon and Ye-bin? Ga-eun on 12. Doesn't hit shots with a lot of curvature on them, a lot of side spin, pretty much just dead straight. Straight on line for Song Ga-eun. Beautiful tee shot from the diminutive South Korean. Yeah, it's going to be Daeon first to play. It looks like that ball is just in the edge of the fairway, maybe in the first cut of rough. And you know, these spots, you almost don't mind it being in the first cut of rough because you can allow for a little bit of release, so it might stop, but it's not going to come spinning back 5-6 feet away from the hole. If she wants to, she could play this with a little bit more sort of right-hand forearm roll. Try and get this ball to just chase on a little bit more. Exactly what she tried to do there. Pretty well played shot. Wow. So young. She has that little sort of screaming low spinner in her back. We'll see if she pulls it out here. Scooch that ball an inch or two back in the stance. You try and hit it with the upper body, drive hard, hands almost just go along for the ride. Too much spin there for he's so young. So Daeon, one clear of Shin Sil, who's on the green in 2 with an eagle look at 11. Still, Ye-bin, Gi-yeol, and So Young hanging out at 8 under, just 2 shots back. So after finding the green from just over 230 meters, Bang Shin Sil with an eagle opportunity at 11 to leapfrog Lee Daeon into the solo lead. It's not going to be a 3, and that is going to be a birdie 4. And Bang Shin Sil, for the moment anyway, draws level with Daeon. Couple of holes ahead. Son Ye-bin for 4 in a row to get to 9 under par. Should just move a little left. He's got to hit it firm enough. And that is an opportunity squandered. Still apart. No damage done to the car. But that's just one of those deflating, momentum stalling putts. So Young, a bit too much spin with that third. As a result, this uphill left to righter for her birdie. You see a lot of players missing putts low this week. So just a 5 for So Young, who's still clean on the day, but with only 1 shot picked up. Just 2 shots adrift. Now, Park Ki-young. So we'll want to wander a fraction right. Yeah, decent for pace. Could have done with a touch more break. And it's a 1.3 billion Korean won prize purse on offer this week at the KLPGA Championship. 234 million up top for the champion. That's just under 175,000 US dollars. Now Daeon. She'll know this one drifts a little right at the end. It's got to hit it with enough pace for it to stay up on its line. Well, and the tables have turned there. It was Daeon first in for birdie at 10, putting the pressure on Bang Shin Sil. Shin Sil nuzzling her eagle putt up close for a tap-in birdie, but it's Daeon who beats her to the punch again. She's not going to make it easy on the teenager, is she? Terrific 4 for Lee Daeon. What we thought was going to be a tie at the top, the deficit remains the same. It's been a classy start to the back 9 for both Lee Daeon and Bang Shin Sil. Birdies at 10 and 11, just starting to separate themselves a bit from the chasers. Well, Garten is going to need this to get to that 8 under par mark. Excellent tee shot at 12, falls a little left. It falls into the bottom for Song Ga-eun, who notches a 2 at 12 to join the quartet at 8 under. Ki-young to clean up for her 3. Yep. No mistakes there. See the third player in the group in the foreground there, Choi Ye-rim, who's had an awful day. She's 3 over. And spending some cash on Sunday. The downhill par 3 12. Tee shot from up on high. It's only 153 meters. There's a couple of bunkers, but a rather ominously large one on the right-hand side that guard this 3-section green. The pin today cut awfully close to that right bunker. 19 from the front, just 8 from the right on a little high right section. Ideally, you want to be sort of like 15 feet pin high left. That leaves you in the Songgaeun spot with a very manageable right to left breaking putt for a right-handed golfer. It really goes without saying. The big no-no here is to come up short in that right trap. Now, apart from her power this week, it's been on full display for all to see. You have to say that iron play has been a real strength of Bang Shin-sil's game. She's hit a lot of good iron shots. She's taken the chances when she's created them. But you know she's in for a tussle on this back nine. Bit long, but no problems there. See that flag fluttering? So the breeze is starting to get up a bit. Wonder if that just got a little puff of the draft as she got in to hit it. It's not blowing a gale out there, but it's certainly enough to get the players' attention. And Dion, no stranger to back nine battles in majors on Sunday. Remember the epic deal she was locked in with Park Ju-young at Jade Palace when she won her last KLPGA Tour title, the Hanwha Classic of 2021. Birdie this hole every single day, Lee Dion. What she'd give for one more on Sunday. She's leaning. Is that leaking? Oh dear. Well, yeah, that breeze really starting to whip now. And Dion is in a spot of bother at the par 3 12th. So young. Years of age, turned pro back in 2015. In her rookie season at the Yongpyong Resort Open. 6 titles, but no majors. Took top 20 last year, tied with Lee Dion. A share of 19th at Ildong Lakes. And unfortunately, she's going to be alongside Dion in the greenside bunker at the 12th. 45th playing of this great championship. Dion leads, but in a sticky situation, short-sided at the par 3 12th. club face wide open here for Lee So Young in the trap at 12. Not a ton of green to work with for So Young. A nice full-on base, these bunkers here at Lakewood, so should be able to really slide that club under the ball, use the bounce, get it up high quickly. Yeah, very nicely played. I mean, she couldn't have done much better than that without hitting the flagstick. Now, Gale putting up the slope at 13 to try to get to 9. It just falls off a little low for par, but speed control certainly a lot better in this final round than it was yesterday. Dion, similar shot required. Upslope as well, as long as that lie's okay. Being on the upslope, sort of playing back into the wind, does simplify this shot a bit. To say that almost looked like that ball was buried the way that she sort of chopped down at it. And now the blot's starting to thicken. Yibin trying to get back amongst the birdies, albeit from long range here at 14. Got a chance. No. Well, can't get much closer without it dropping. Brave attempt there from Son Yebin. Well, can chip this one. Carrying some steam, and that is a rather unnecessary attempt from Bang Shin-sil. Yes, you're trying to make it, but you also know the leader is more than likely to drop a shot. One of those cases where maybe you just cozy it up there to a comfortable, manageable distance for par. Instead, maybe just a little inexperience showing there. How much would this hurt Bang Shin-sil if Lee Taeyeon somehow finds a way to drop another long putt? And Shin-sil goes on to bogey after that clumsy chip. Asking for the flag stick to be put back in. Putt should move from her left just a bit. With any consolation, the last couple of feet will start to work back uphill towards the hole. So she can get a little bit more pacey with this one.
여기까지 내리막이 있는 거야.
꼬리 오르막이.
오르막까지는 아니고 그냥 평지성.
just outside of 30 feet for Dion to save a par from the sand. Oh, and it scared the hole. I mean, that was tracking all the way, but Lee Dion will pay the penalty for an errant tee shot at the short par 3. And that leaves us with 2 at 10 under. Chinsil still with a fair amount of work to do to avoid a drop shot off her own. A good birdie from right around this length back at 10. So it should move a little left for her. Let me just start this outside right edge. Oh, what a save. Really good comebacker. Oh, the advantages of youth. You leave yourself too many par putts of that length, you're going to have white hairs in a hurry. But with that par, Bang Shin Sil ties Lee Dion's lead. So Young, after her very tidy bunker shot, has this to scramble away with a par of her own and to pick up a shot on the tournament lead. Well, now leaders. It's going to fall left, but just on this angle, it's going to be a bit more break. So putting up and across the slope. So we'll have to keep that speed up, unless this one just gets raked away onto the left edge. Oh, powered that one through the break. So sloppy bogeys for Dion and So Young. But with 6 to play, it's 2 tied at 10 under par. Gale ahead at the long 14th. 54 to go. In today. Kind of the right half of the green on the upper level, 30 from the front. Negotiates the ridge nicely. And Park Gale just sticking around. Bogeyed her opening hole, but has been blemish free ever since. So, tied for the lead once again, as she was at the beginning of the day. Bang Shin Sil on the 13th tee. That is miles down there. I don't think we've seen anyone in that particular part of the 13th fairway all week long. Well, I hope you dropped 3 shots today. Lee Dion does have 4 birdies to cancel those out. Important to just take a couple of deep breaths, put a good swing on this one. Try and steady yourself. Still got a tie for the lead.
Good shot.
That's more like it from Lee Dion. Gets a little help off that downhill slope and releases down to the flat portion of this fairway. Springtime in South Korea, nothing quite like it. The flowers are blooming, and there is a real ding-dong battle at the top of the leaderboard. Shinsil and Daeon lead at 10 under, with Yebin and Gyeol hanging 2 shots back in a share of third. If anything, just got to make sure that you carry that little slope about 6 paces short of this pin on 13 today. Certainly easier to be putting from past it than short of it. Yeah, nicely done. Pair of good shots there from So Young and Lee Daeon. How far in is Shin Sil going to have? I mean, she is, it looks to be a good 30, 40 yards in front of So Young and Daeon. First major championship came at Rainbow Hills for Lee Daeon 5 years ago. Now Shin Sil, 293 meters off the tee. That's miles up there, but you have to be able to capitalize. Yeah, maybe just a little bit heavy with that wedge shot, but it's not a terrible wedge. And she's not inside of her playing partners. Last win on tour was a major, the Hanwha Classic in 2021 for Lee Daeyeon. Now up to the closing hole, the par 4 18th, and a birdie look for Im Jin Hee, who has had a spectacular round of golf working today. No bogeys on the card. That was for a 68. She barely made the cut. Mind you, opened with a 70, made the cut on the number at 1 over par after 36 holes. And should she pop that one in, it's going to be 2 rounds in the 60s to end the week, and she posts the 6 under par target in the clubhouse, right now sharing 6th. So really good playing from the McCall Mona Park Ladies Open champion of last year. Now at 14, Park Gale. It's a putt that's from a comfortable range where you're not expecting to make it, so you tend to sort of release a bit of the tension, freewheel your stroke, and you tend to pull more of these than you think you should. It's a pure psychological thing. It's one of those funny things about golf. Oh, that one powered through the break for Park. Alongside Im Jin Hee, Park Min-ji. Not the week that the 16-time champion was looking for, but a week she will end in red figures with a closing birdie on the 72nd hole. Park Min-ji, a 74 today. She finishes her week at 1 under. Shin Sil, first to go. Can be aggressive with this, putting back up the hill. Roll, but only a par, despite having less than 100 in. And most players are sort of back around 135. Graduate of Bebong High School last year. Turned pro in October. Played on the Dream Tour, a couple of starts in 2023 after winning Q School. Enjoying her debut event on the KLPGA Tour. Now Im Jin Hee for a round of 69. Oh, and that's a real shame. But take nothing away from her performance. You take back that disappointing Friday 75, and who knows where she'd be on the leaderboard. Not another top 10 finish in a major championship, though. Good week's work for Im Jin Hee. Ends at 5 under alongside Ma Da Som, who did sign for 69 now. Lee So Young. Looking to start this a little bit further left than Bang Shin Sil did. Well read, well holed. So Young back in the picture at 8 under. Daeyeon has seen 2 putts from similar lines, so he certainly will know what this one's going to do. It's just a case of hitting your spot and hitting it hard enough. To reclaim the solo lead. Just putting her off, so deciding to step back, refocus. Stays high and stays tied. Son Yibin at the par 5-15. Slightly longer birdie look than she would have liked. And that's not going to scare the hole at all for a player who was red hot with the putter as she hit the back nine. Dion and Shinsil continue to stay deadlocked at 10 under. Why don't we have a look at the long par 4 14, 363 meters for the ladies, plays slightly up the hill as well. Left hand side of the fairway must be avoided. Big old creek that frames the port side of this hole. See a lot of balls straying into the right rough, and you can totally understand why. It's a bit of a narrow fairway as well. Once you do find the fairway though, the second shot is played to a slightly raised two-tiered green with the pin today cut on the upper level, 30 from the front and 8 from the right. If you do find the fairway, get a little bit more control coming in with your second. You can leave yourself a decent look for birdie, but you must be putting from that top step. Shinsil. Fairway also tilts a little from left to right, so she's going to have to look a little bit further right than some of her playing partners. Turns this over, that creek on the left in grave jeopardy. A quick tee pickup is usually a good sign. Oh, that is absolutely dissected. Dion has driven the ball very nicely this week. Those players where you can't poke many holes in her game, doesn't have too many things that occasionally go wrong. Like I mentioned earlier, it's just whether she can stay healthy and fighting fit. Look of concern there, but it's just gonna find the left edge of the fairway. Up at 18. Final hole of the championship, where we will crown a winner at the end of the week. It was this lady who lifted the title on this very green back in 2020. A lovely chip-in birdie for the player known as Beautiful, Park Hyun Kyung. She signs for a 73 and ends her championship inside the top 20 at 3 under par. withdrew in the first event of the year, the Lotte Rent-A-Car Ladies Open at Lotte Sky Hill, Lee Daeyeon. But made her last 2 cuts, both finishing inside the top 20, including that 5th, as I mentioned, at Gimhae Gaya last week. Currently sits 27th on the money list, just a touch under 40 million won earned through 3 events. Elected to take some time off and rest and recover last year. Didn't play the 2 events in Southeast Asia at the end of 2022. And Lee So-young did. Runner-up finish in the weather-shortened Singapore Women's Open at Tanah Country Club, and a 4th place finish in Vietnam at the Pacific Links Golf Championships at Twin Doves. Started off 2023 with a 4th at the Lotte Rent-A-Car, bit of a non-factor at the Mediheal Championship, and then a finish just outside the top 10 last week at the Nexen St. 9 Masters. Currently sits 4th on the points list and 6th on the money list. And she'll be adding to those totals off the back of a good run here at the KLPGA Championship. Who's to say that she can't play spoiler to the party? Having a share of 3rd, 2 back, 150 left out of the left rough, but it's a nice clean line, it's a good angle. We'll have to land this in the face of that slope and just try to ride it up to that back level of the green. Well done. Good smart shot there from So-young. Didn't bite off too much. Great distance control. Surveying the situation, and kind of similar to the approach shot you play into 13, albeit from a little bit further back. The easier part is certainly from past this pin than short of it. You come up a couple of paces short, you get that slope, and it rolls back down towards the front of the green. So you're in between clubs. That's the slightly longer one. Make sure you cover that rise. Well done. Good smart play. Shin-Sil should be able to get a lot more spin than her 2 playing partners with a shorter club in hand. Just a flat-out miss hit there, and that's no gimme 2 putt for Pang Shin-Sil. For a long time on the Korean team, outshone by her good friend and teammate, now fellow golf professional Hwang Yo-min, but Pang Shin-Sil stepping into the spotlight this week at Lakewood. She ties Lee Daeyeon at 10 under with Yibin, Gayol and So-young after that birdie at 13, looming back 2 shots. Well, this is going to be pretty slow for Bang Shin-sil coming up this steep ridge on the 14th. Want to go right to left once it gets there. If it gets there. When it gets there. Not bad. But a little knee knocker left. Poor layup for Park Geol on the 15th. Just rolling into the right rough. Trying to control the spin on this a little bit challenging. Pins all the way in the back today. 6 from the left and only 7 from the back edge. Read the line, the breeze beautifully there, Park Geol. Excellent from the right rough. Gives herself a birdie look. No, Dion, much simpler putt than Shin-sil's. Drifts a little right for her and putting uphill slightly. This is for birdie. Don't think it swings that much, Dion. Hangs it up high and out to dry. Now Son Ye-bin up at 16. And the left rough does give her a slightly better angle to this right tongue of the green where the hole's cut today, but she does not like that strike. Somebody around the green seemed to like it. And I can't imagine why, because that is, goodness me, that's a 75-footer she's left herself. But right across that ridge that splits this green. Very big targets here at Lakewood, and if you're not in the correct section of them, as we saw yesterday from Park Geol, you could have some serious issues. There's more than one ball in the green. Which one's Son Ye-bin's, though? In the company of Cho Ah-yan as well. Shin-sil to just tidy this one up for par and stay level with Lee Daeon. Okay, center cup, beautiful stroke, and those are the putts that give a rookie confidence in a situation like this. 4 holes to go of this 72-hole championship. Nothing between Shin-sil and Daeon. And even these putts, which are gimmies in your weekend game with your friends at the club, formalities in the practice round, and so Thursday through Saturday, they are pressure packed on Sunday. No problem for Lee Daeon. That 15th hole with Bang Shin-sil's power and a back hole location. That could be pivotal. Can she capitalize? Geol for a much needed birdie. You have to figure at least one of the two behind are going to make a 4 at this hole. Cannot afford to be spotting them 3 shots with 3 to play. Beautiful birdie for Park Geol, who is enjoying her best ever run at a major championship. Now moves into solo third, and for the moment within 1 of Bang Shin-sil and Lee Daeon. Well, it was Son Yebin on the far left corner of this green. Now, such a hard putt this. He's going to have to ride that ridge most of the way coming up the hill. It will move right as it trundles along that ridge and then start to go back left once it gets up to the flat top section. Really, anything inside of 6 feet here, it'd be a very good putt. A very good putt indeed for Son Yebin. Right, last of the par fives here at Lakewood. If she gets this one in the fairway, I have to say it's advantage Shin Sil. She's bogeyed this hole the last 2 days, and that one looking like it's heading right. Ooh. Sounded like a very solid twack on the tree. That's the all clear sign, the safe sign. But where's it finished? Certainly can't go for it in 2 now with water short of this green. And Lee Dayon, well, she's no powder puffer. Certainly pales in comparison to the speed that Bang Shin Sil creates. But if she gets a good one away here, the pendulum of momentum might just be swinging back towards her. Try to just hug the left edge. Fairway kicks a little from left to right. But you do get a bit of release out despite the heavy downpours we had yesterday. So you can get a good 10-15 yards of extra roll. That leaks into the right rough as well, and I don't think she's going to challenge the screen in 2 from that lie. Up at 16. Son Yebin for a brilliant 2-putt par. Nicely done. So as the leaders make their way up the par 5 15th, 4 holes to go, and nothing between them. Bang Shin Sil and Lee Dayon, as they were at the beginning of this final round, share the lead at the KLPGA Championship. Well, still no update on where Bang Shin-sil's tee shot has finished on 15, but I don't think it's too disastrous. We'll have to play it like a three-shotter, much like Dayon. There is the ball of Bang Shin-sil. Got a good kick out of those trees. It was hunting well right, so a good break. But not good enough to be able to challenge in two. So, like Dayon, just has to lay it up, leave himself handy here. Yep. Good layup. Back in position at 15. It's going to be a wedge contest at this par 5 for these two warriors. And Lee So-young, despite hitting the fairway, is also electing to lay up at this usually reachable par 5 15. A lot on the line this Sunday afternoon. So-young currently shares 4th with Son Ye-bin. And just rolls into what looks like the first cut of rough on the right hand side. There's where that pin is, all the way deep in the back of the green. It's a pin that Park Ki-yeol attacked and made birdie from. But she has hit a stinker of a tee shot here at 16. Off the fairway as well, long ways back. It's a 7-iron to hole that's only 340 meters long. Coming with a longer club and especially out of the rough, not able to take a more aggressive approach at that hole. She's done the smart thing, played it to the middle of the green. She's got an opportunity to post a number. If she can find one birdie coming home, 10 under par is a very solid total to hang in the clubhouse for these ladies to chase. Up ahead at 17, Son Ye-bin. A hole ahead, but a shot further back. Yeah, just gonna stay on the top shelf. Yep. So who's it going to be first to play? Looks like it's going to be Lee Dayon. And you hate to use the word match play situation. It's such an abused and overused term in golf, but it really feels like that right now. You've got a wily veteran and the 25-year-old. You've got the young upstart rookie and the 18-year-old Shin-sil. And Dayon has been in this position many times before. She knows what to expect. She's a lot more comfortable being in this spot. And having the opportunity to hit first gives her the advantage to be able to put some pressure on. If she sticks this into about 8-10 feet, it'll give Shin-sil a lot to think about. Conversely, if she hits a poor one, Shin-sil's going to feel like the door has been left ajar for her. There's a bit of a discussion and debate here. It just seems like perhaps not happy with the club choice. That caddy's talked her back into it, so sticking with the one she's brought. That's exactly what she was hoping to do there. Good shot Took her time, made sure she was committed, and pulled off a very good shot under the pressurizing circumstances. Now back over to Bang Shin Sil. About 10 yards closer. If she can land this just past Lee Dion's ball, should take one big hop and throw out an anchor. Well, great response from the teenager. They continue to dazzle us and delight us on this back nine at Lakewood. The KLPGA Championship hanging in the balance. Lee So Young again, just missing the fairway with her layup, but coming out of this rough, you just want to play for a little bit of release. If it chases on like Park Gale and the group of heads did, great. If it doesn't, you take the long miss out of play. Yeah, well done. Very well done indeed from Lee So Young. Shot. So Park Geol's birdie at 15 now sees her move out of the pack at 8 under and into sole possession of third. Just one behind your leaders, Bang Shin Sil and Lee Dion. Well, outside look for Sonye Bin and a birdie at the penultimate hole. Down the hill, moving a little left, and that's what a little bit of tension Sunday afternoon can do to you. Start gripping that putter a little bit tighter, harder to free up your shoulders and make a good pass at the ball. Seen this a few times in this back nine. Dion first to putt to apply the pressure again for a birdie at 15 to go one clear. She's done it again. The putter has been behaving for Lee Dayon. A fifth birdie on Sunday afternoon. Moves to 11 under par. Look at that right here. Beautiful. They're going in with good pace as well. Well, whoever it is that lifts the title at the end of the day, I guarantee you they have deserved it. Over to you, Bang Shin-sil. Should be an easier putt than Dayon's. Putts that break toward you, much more comfortable than putts that break away. This one should fall left for Bang Shin-sil, but Lee Dayon, to her eternal credit, has been unrelenting on this 18-year-old who blinks at 15 and, well, guns that one by about 6 feet. This is not the time for what would be a costly, potential fatal two-shot swing. There could be a new contender entering the chat on 16, Park Gaeol, for back-to-back birdies. Should go a little right at the end. And actually hit it. Under borrowed and under hit from Gaeol. So young to move back into a share of third. That was hit more in hope than actual expectation of it dropping. Try to force that one in with pace. This was never going to be high enough on that line. Made a really good par putt back at 12, Bang Shin-sil. This is to keep her only one behind Lee Dayon with 3 holes to play. Got to start this left edge. And is that going to be very costly for Bang Shin-sil? Dayon applied the pressure for all of this back nine. Shin-sil was up to the task. It was at that final chink in the armor for the teenager as Gaeol pressures that one in to stay at 9 under. Doesn't know it, but she's tied for second right now with Shin-sil's slip up at the par 5. No problems for Lee So-young. Stays at 8 under. For the third time this week, and the third day in a row, a bogey at the 15th. It's going to prove costly for Bang Shin-sil, who now trails by 2. She's running out of holes. Only 3 to go. at the last one, we saw Park Hyun Kyung chip it in from pretty much the identical spot of Hwang Yo-min here at 18, who's had an awful final round. Okay, we say we see 2 for 2 from here. Yeah, not to be. Hwang Yo-min turned in level par. And, well, 4 straight bogeys in the back 9. Now leave her back at 1 under and 4 over on the day. Now Gale on the 17th tee. Been today in that left third of the green, just on that upper level. Trying to sling one in from the right. It's on the top level. Should release a little bit more. Yeah, pretty good tee shot from Gale. Now your leader by 2. Lee Daeyeon. Keeping things light. Looking very relaxed and composed. Surely just 5 good swings away. There's one. Yeah, defending champion Kim A. Lim. Like Hwang Yo-min, her playing partner has had a battle this weekend. And unfortunately for her, can't run that one in for birdie at the last. Credible defense of a title though. She'll end the week inside the top 25. For a player who was well and truly in it at the halfway point, would have expected more out of the weekend. Now Shin-sil back to the wall. Got to produce some magic. Oh dear. Stay out of your pitch mark. Okay. Rolls down into a flat spot in the bunker. But the task for Bang Shin-sil is becoming increasingly difficult. A-Lib for a par. Well, not the way she would have liked to have ended her week. Came in with a lot of confidence after a tie for 4th at the LPGA Tour's first major of the season, the Chevron Championship last week. The defending champion, a bogey on the last. It's not going to peel the smile off her face. It's a disappointing 75 today. A slow start, putting pay to her chances of back-to-back titles. Hwang Yo-min will sign for a 76. She's slowly getting more comfortable out here on the KLPGA Tour. She finishes the week in red figures at 1 under. Been on 16, 10 from the right. And like you see, it's so many greens here at Lakewood. Split level greens. Pins today all the back tier of them. And an absolutely perfect tee shot for Lee Daeyeon. Left half of the fairway. Nice angle. And in control. Well, this is a spot of bother on the 18th for Son Ye-bin. Tugged her tee shot well left. Avoids the pine straw. Will not have any trees impeding her golf swing. It's a slight downhill lie. So what's the good news is that pin's to the right, so water should be in play with good contact here. from the outhouse to the penthouse. That was a sensational shot from Son Ye-bin. Lee Ye-won, last year's Rookie of the Year. I would have expected a stronger challenge over the weekend. She's 3 under on her back nine though, with back-to-back birdies working for her. And she'll have a chance to finish with 3 in a row. Ye-won currently at 6 under in a tie for 6th with Choi Ye-rim. And a putt up coming to try to break that deadlock as we go back to Park Gae-yeol and a must make for birdie at 17. Half an hour ago I said 10 under par would be the mark to hang in the clubhouse. I stand by that. So this one to get 2 double digits under par. Oh, I just forgot to hit it. Park Gae-yeol, only a par and only the 18th to play. And unfortunately for Lee So-young, tugged her tee shot well left into the creek. That splits the 14th and 16th holes. So dropping and now playing 3. Not a bad shot, pretty bold one. Just going to creep back on the green off the fringe and, well, gives herself a chance to emerge unscathed. Dion. Wouldn't say this would be the nail in the coffin, but stump this one close. Hard to see how she's going to be caught today, barring an implosion. Beautiful for Dion. Relentless. And a look to get to 12 under shortly. Looks like that's in a slightly imperfect spot in that fairway bunker for Bang Shin-sil. Like I wouldn't say that's a poorly raked spot, but maybe just a little imperfection just in front of her ball. It's almost like that ball's sitting down a little bit. Just not easy to predict how it's going to come out. The fear is it comes out slow and soft, and with the height that this is going to be coming in from, if she doesn't cover that right green side trap, it could very easily plug. So, got to look a little left here. Make sure you clip this one clean. Oh, that one's come out fat and slow. It's not even going to make it to the trap. And the dream that she had at the beginning of the day just turning into a bit of a nightmare in the last 20 minutes for Bang Shin-sil. Dion into about 15 feet. Shin-sil about 50 yards away. Still can't afford to lose her focus here, not in front of these adoring galleries and not with as much prize money as there is up for grabs this week in this 1.3 billion Korean won event. But Dion with one hand on the trophy and a birdie look coming up at the 16th hole, seeking Korea Major title number 3. No question, Bang Shin-sil needs to make no worse than 4 on 17 and just pray for a miracle over the last 2 holes. Third shot now, flick it up and over the bunker, try and get as much spin on it as possible. Oh, it's a classy shot. I mean, just to pull off something like that, despite what she's gone through in the last half hour, that tells you she is built of tougher stuff, and she will be back. She's going to take a lot of positives from this week, a lot of experience. The next time she finds herself in contention, she is going to be better prepared for the moment, as Lee Ye-won looks to sign off with 3 in a row and a third round of 70. 3 successive 70s to close for last year's Rookie of the Year. She ends her week at 7 under par in solo 6th. Terrific playing from Lee Ye-won. Now So Young for a par, an unlikely one at that, at the 16th. It's got a chance. It's got a chance! And well, rinsed it off the tee, but walks off with a 4. Beautiful save for Lee So Young. That keeps her tied at 8 under. This is the lady she's tied with, but Son Ye-bin hangs 9 under par in the clubhouse. Second time she shot 69 this week, and she does love the back half here at Lakewood. 32 coming home. The target set at 9. This lady already at 11 with this right to lefter to get to 12 under par for Lee Daeon. She cannot be stopped. Daeon gets to 12. Her advantage is 3 with 2 to play. How many putts has she holed in this final round? It started with a bogey, but that's her 6th birdie of the day, her 4th of the back 9. Daeon marching towards leg 3 of the career Grand Slam. That has been some performance she has put together this week at Lakewood. For Bang Shin-sil, standing on the 15th tee and a share of the lead, 2 clear of the 3 in third. Now is this to stay in a 3-way tie for second? 3 shots back. And she squanders another shot. Back-to-back bogeys. Bang Shin-sil now falls alongside Lee So Young at 8 under. It's all come unstuck for her on 15 and 16. So the penultimate hole is where we head next. The 155-meter par 3 17th. Water on the left does not come into play for these ladies. The bunker on the left will guard today's left pin position. It's on the slightly higher level of this sectioned green. 9 from the left edge and 22 from the front, just at the top of that little plateau. And for Lee Daeon, middle of the green. That's all she needs to look at here. It's a big target. Don't bring that bunker into play. Breeze is just gently off the right. Hits this green. You think that could be game, set, and match. Up by 3 with 2 to go. And not for the first time this afternoon. Just backing off. Just steadying herself. It's a 7-iron. don't think she was aiming there, but she'll take it. A little bit of a pull, but 25 feet away for Lee Dayon, who's got one hand on the trophy. One of the three at, or the two at 9 under, I should say. Park Geol on the home hole. Gets a nice roll forward. A birdie look for Park Geol. So young. Getting pins on the left side of greens really set up well for her eye. Same club as Dayon, 7 iron. And a slightly better result. That's where you want to look to leave it on this 17th. Around pin high or just under pin high and a little bit right. Must be so deflated standing on this tee, but don't want to slip your concentration. Still plenty of cash to play for. Though she spent a fair hunk of it already. Solo second was 143 million Korean won. Right now a two-way tie for fourth, which pays just about 61 million Korean won. So she's squandered about 80 million won, around 70,000, 65,000 US dollars with her back-to-back bogeys, and that one's just going to work its way off that slope towards the front of the green. Now Garton. We saw Son Ye-bin make a birdie from here. A little bit closer to the fairway is Garton. He was cruising along at 8 under before a double at the 14th and another bogey at 16. And that one's not going to take a big kick forward onto the green for Song Garton. Still running inside the top 10 right now. Mentioned the prize payouts here for the top few contenders. And still points as well available, not only for the winner of this championship, who is everything looking like this young lady, but for Bang Shin-sil. You're trying to make inroads into the Rookie of the Year points lead of Kim Min-byeon, who's had his run of 3 straight top 10 finishes this year has come to a screeching halt this week at Lakewood. Did make the halfway cut, did Min-byeol, but a pair of 73s in the weekend leave her in a share of 28th. Well, 2 putts here at the very worst. Maybe a birdie at the last. And Bang Shin-sil could pick up a slightly bigger paycheck. Now this is just a putt that comes up that gentle rise and then turns slightly downhill towards the hole. She's hit a couple of putts today that have looked a little bit racy. This is one of those that can get away from her if she's not 100% focused on this one. Yeah, good for pace there for Bang Shin-sil. Choi Rim at the closing hole. Back at 6 under par, where she started the weekend. And it's where she will finish the championship. Well, Dion. Would it really surprise anyone if this one dropped? That's how ominous she's looked on the putting green today. This for another birdie. Well, I told you she looked ominous. 3 in a row. Now she's just showing off. What a putting display it's been for Lee Daeyeon. Shades of the way that she romped away with it on the back nine at Jade Palace 2 years ago. It's been masterful from Lee Daeyeon. She leads by 4. Heading up to the 72nd hole. Garten, short of the green. I would say this is a makeable chip. We've already seen Park Hyun Kyung hold it. So, can be a little bit more aggressive with this. Roll out pretty flat, not one that can sort of slip away from you if you're too ham-handed with it. Okay, snuggles that one up tight. Just going to finish inside the top 10, Song Ga-eun, with a par on the last. He's so young. This would just add insult to injury for Bang Shin-sil. If this one drops, she goes into a 3-way tie at 9 under. It's relegate Shin-sil to solo 5th. Not to be, though, for So Young. Shin-sil for her par.
Okay.
Stays tied with So Young. This tournament's just flipped on its head in the last 40 minutes. 3 in a row from Lee Daeyeon, couple of bogeys from Bang Shin-sil. That's how quickly things can change out here. KLPGA Tour. So right to lefter for Park Gi-yeol to post 10 under par in the clubhouse. And for solo 2nd. Swings to the left. He's missed a couple of putts low on this back nine. Hit it. Hit it. Oh, that's a shame. Well, like so many this week, she'll rue a couple of opportunities that she let slip. But it's going to be her best finish ever in a major championship, regardless of what Lee So-young does behind her. Closing round of 70, Park Gi-yeol, 9 under par. She will end the week inside the top 3. Can't even be a runner-up finish. Currently shares the clubhouse lead with Son Ye-bin. Choi Ye-rim for her part. 7 under par starting the day. Took a 7 at the first, a bogey at the second. Went out 39. It's been a brave battle back on the inward stretch for Ye-rim. Couple of birdies, so this for a 73. Solo 7th right now for Choya Rim, pays 39 million won. Will continue to add to 2023 season haul so far. So just 3 players left on the golf course. I believe they can start engraving the name of Lee Dayon on the KLPGA Championship trophy. Will join an illustrious list of winners that have got their hands on that cup. .340 meters away from another KLPGA Tour title. Okay, don't think she got all of that one. Maybe a little bit off the heel. Will stay in the fairway. Short of that rather busy fairway bunker. Wow, so young. Might be able to fly that right trap. Certainly, if she doesn't catch it pure and it heads right, could very well end up in it. Start it at that right trap and just turn a little draw off it. Never left anything in the tank there. Gonna catch the downslope as well. Big tee shot for Lee So-young. Shinsil electing to hit just a 3-wood here. Fairway slightly wider with this club. Where she lost this a little right. Okay. That's why you hit 3-wood. Take that bunker out of play. The great traditions here at the KLPGA Championship, much like the Open Championships of old. Players walk down 18 alongside the fans. Marshals and volunteers get the spectator ropes out and allow the fans brilliant access to be able to experience what these ladies feel coming up the 72nd hole of the championship. Is a wonderful experience and a great tradition that we are so glad that the tour and the championship committee have continued to keep throughout the years. You think of the great names that have got their names on the KLPGA Championship trophy, dating all the way back to Han Myung-hyun, who won it for the first time back in 1978. Then there was a 3-time winner in Ko Ok-hee. Kang Chun-ja won it twice in a 3-year run. Ko Wo-soon and Kim Sun-mi, and they split it between them for a 7-year period. Soon to be joined by one Lee Dayon, who really took a stranglehold this championship on the 15th. Tied for the lead with Bang Shin-sil at this stage. Rolled in a birdie there And then at the 16th, left it in a good spot. Right to left her, slightly down the hill, buried in the jar. And then at 17, this was just the icing on the cake. Tee shot to this point, downhill left to righter, and right about there you knew. And that ball was destined for its target. 3 on the bounce to give her a 4-shot cushion heading up the 72nd hole. It's been a wonderful comeback story for Lee Daeyeon. It's going to be a big learning curve for Bang Shin-sil. She's 4th right now. Birdie at the last. Could be worth a couple of pennies, and leaks that right. It's pin high, and that's a pretty accessible pin. I feel the course could owe her one. She has delighted us all week long. She's played some terrific golf, but just out-dueled, like the rest of the field, by one Lee Daeyeon. Daeyeon. Could she pull a Charles Schwartzel and finish with 4 in a row, like Schwartzel did at the 2011 Masters? That was a bit of a poor one from Lee Daeyeon. Head scratcher, but it will matter not. And that's why a 4-shot lead so much better than a 1-shot lead going up 18. To be fair, I don't think there's a lead big enough that make you feel comfortable walking up the 72nd hole. And much like Bang Shin-sil, he's so young. We'll have birdie on her mind. That would prop her into maybe a 3-way tie for 2nd with Gayol and Yebin, which would be worth around 100 million Korean won. So about 40 million won on the line here. And that's a shot of a quality player. Very nicely done. Lee So Young. Got names on that trophy. Soon to be joined by Lee Daeyeon. Can truly enjoy the walk up this 72nd hole on the Forest 9, the inward half at Lakewood. Go out the mountain, you come back on the Forest, and it was on this back 9 where her class, her consistency, and her tenacity have been on full display. It started with that brilliant birdie at 10. She backed it up with another at 11. There was a little stutter step at the 12th, but timely birdies at 15, 16, and 17 have afforded Lee Daeyeon with the opportunity to savor this moment. A moment she thought would not come. Midway through last season, nagging wrist injuries, health issues, didn't play the last 5 months of the year, only had 10 starts, and the signs were ominous when she had to withdraw at the Lotte Rent-A-Car Ladies Open despite making the halfway cut. And there were signs of a resurgence at the KLPGA Championship. There was confidence built at Gimhae Gaya last week at the Next Sensate 9 Masters, and a return to the summit of the professional women's game in Korea, all but complete with this dominating Sunday display from the 25-year-old Lee Daeyeon. So third shot now from just short of 18. carry it about 4 or 5 feet onto the green, have it chase out the rest of the way. Let it too short, it's just going to stand up in the fringe, but she's got plenty from here to win. Superb touch for Lee Daeyeon. Brilliant technique there. Turning around that spine angle. All in the sort of big muscles in that upper body. Keep those emotions in check for a couple of moments more. And there will be some tears, I can almost guarantee you. But Bang Shin-sil now to play her third. A bit left in that one for the 18-year-old. There'll be disappointment, there'll be frustration, but when the emotions settle down, there'll also be great pride that Shin-sil will take from what has been a very successful debut event on the KLPGA Tour. Now, So Young for about 40 million Korean won here. Right now, shares fourth with Shin-sil. This one goes in. She goes up into a 3-way tie for second place. And she's going to pad that spot in the top 5 on the money list and points list. This for birdie. It wasn't far away. A good roll, a great try, and a valiant weekend for Lee So-young. She has major championship game. But the quest for Korean women's golf's biggest prizes will go on for Lee So-young. For Shin-sil, who co-led on day 1 to finish inside the top 5. Well done, Bang Shin-sil. A tremendous debut on the major stage, a tremendous debut on the KLPGA Tour as a professional. She'll share fourth with Lee So-young at the end of this week at 8 under par. So Young and Shin-sil end their weeks side by side on the leaderboard at 8 under. Another great major championship for Lee So-young, and that is her 4th top 5 finish in this new 2023 season. But it's all about this young lady, Lee Daeyeon. The 25-year-old collects a 7th KLPGA Tour title The comeback is complete. A third major crown for Dayon. It's been a long road back from injury, from illness, and the emotions surely starting to come out. She putted like a champion. She was asked all the tough questions by this tremendous field. Choi Rim, one of her very best friends on tour, there to celebrate with her. Yeomin, Yewon, Sabin, all there to douse her with water. It's a bit of a chilly day. I might get some towels out there. The defending champion Kim Hye-lim having some fun with the lady who now supplants her as KLPGA champion. Lee So-mi also there to congratulate her dear friend Cho Ah-yeon. It's a big community out here on the KLPGA Tour. So many of these girls spend most of their year together, traveling together, eating together, playing together. And today they will all celebrate one of the good girls, Lee Dayon, as a major champion for the third time in her career. Safe to say she is back, and we can only hope that she continues to remain healthy. She continues to remain fit, because when she is playing her best, as we saw on the back nine at Lakewood this week, her game is a thing of beauty to behold. There were brave charges from Yebin, Gaeol, So Young, Shinsil, and the likes, but ultimately it's Dayon with a relentless, resilient performance in the closing stages of this championship that will collect the 45th KLPGA Championship. Many congratulations, Lee Dayon. She came close back in 2019 at the KLPGA. Third in 2019 at this venue, the seventh back in 2018. Lakewood suits her game, she said at the beginning of the week. And I think her game suits any golf course when it is in the form that we saw in the last hour or so. Lee Dayon, your champion at the 45th KLPGA Championship. More from Lakewood in just a couple of moments.
비옷 입었는데 안에 다 없다고. 낫지 않아? 근데 안에 방수여가지고 안에 벗어. 근데 흰바지라 다행이야. 흰바지 입었어.
36, 32, 3도.
네.
고생하셨습니다. 여기 가운데다가
네.
그리고 여기다가 한 번만.
네. 아, 이거 잠시만요. 크게요? 아니 여기다가 한 번만
여기다 그냥 사인 크게 하시면 좋은데.
네. 수고하셨습니다.
기다려.
이렇게
하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋.
아,
다시 한번 말씀드리지만 끝나고 난 뒤에 여러분들을 위한 경품도 준비되어 있으니까요. 끝까지 함께해 주십시오. 감사합니다.
안녕하세요. 네, 안녕하세요. 너무 감사합니다. 사실 감사한 분들이 너무 많이 떠오르는 것 같아요. 제가 오늘이 있기까지 너무 많은 분들이 도와주셨고 또 함께 했기 때문에 또 작년에 부상에 이어서 또 재활도 하고 복귀해서 또 우승까지 올 수 있었던 것 같아요. 우선 정말 늘 아낌없이 응원해 주시고 또 함께 해주시는 매대 권업 회장님과 권혁대 부사장님 너무 감사드리고 제가 이제 또 수술을 또 해가지고 또 함께 해주신 정은교 교수님, 최인철 교수님, 그리고 이준혁 선생님께 너무너무 감사드리는 말씀 꼭 전해드리고 싶습니다. 그리고 너무 많은데 사실은 너무 많아서 끝나고 또 한 분 한 분 제가 인사드리고 싶고요. 또 이렇게 대회를 열어주신 또 우진석 회장님께 너무너무 감사드립니다. 그리고 마지막으로 부모님 너무너무 감사드립니다. 너무 그게 너무 크게 떠오르는 것 같아요. 네. 많이 힘들었고 또 함께 해주신 분들이 계셨기 때문에 제가 또 한 걸음 한 걸음 발 디디면서 오늘까지 올 수 있었던 것 같아요. 네, 너무 감사합니다. 네. 아무래도 파5 같은 경우에는 투혼이 가능한 홀들이 있기 때문에 그런 홀들이 굉장히 승부처가 될 거라고 생각을 했기 때문에 그 버디가 너무나도 귀하게 저한테는 느껴졌고 또 제가 제일 먼저 퍼터를 했어요. 그래서 이게 정말 간절하고 절실하게 그렇게 퍼터를 했는데 그 표현이 굉장히 크게 나온 것 같아요. 네. 네. 제가 제 장점 우선은 간절함이 제일 큰 것 같아요. 매번 네, 그렇게 메이저 대회 우승이라는 너무너무 귀한 우승이 저에게 찾아와서 감사하고 그 간절함에 대해서 우승이라는 값진 그런 결과가 왔다는 사실이 그냥 감사한 것 같아요. 지금 우선 많이 좋아진 상태고요. 시즌 시작하고 계속해서 경기하면서 점점 좋아지고 있는 것 같아요. 경기력만 봐도 굉장히 좋고 제가 샷을 구사하기에도 충분히 가능한 지금 상태여서 또 이렇게 우승까지 할 수 있지 않았을까 싶습니다. 너무 많은 분들이 응원을 또 와주시고 또 응원해주시고 또 함께 해주셨는데요. 그 덕분에 혼자였으면은 가지 못했을 그런 길들을 함께였기 때문에 또 갈 수 있었다고 그렇게 생각합니다. 앞으로도 많은 응원 부탁드리고요. 올해 많이 부족했지만 또 함께 해주신 그 믿음 덕분에 제가 또 여기까지 올 수 있었고 앞으로도 늘 변함없이 저의 자리에서 최선을 다하는 그런 선수가 되겠습니다. 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
It was a Sunday to remember here at Lakewood. Dion bogeyed her opening hole and recovered straight away with a birdie at the second. Pang Shin Sil, she would do the same, and we were in for a ding-dong battle at the top of the board from the very get-go here at Lakewood. And at the seventh, Song Ga-eun undoubtedly producing the shot of the day, if not the shot of the weekend. 2 over through her first 3, found a birdie at 4, and that, an eagle 3 which vaulted Song Ga-eun into the title picture. She would eventually finish at 5 under par, and Lee Dae-yeon at the same hole would find a timely birdie to move 1 clear. And then as we hit the back 9, well, that could only mean one thing. Son Ye-bin, her putter was starting to heat up. Birdieless on her outward stretch. That one balanced the books for the day at the 10th. And then at the 11th, she'd make it 2 in a row at the par 5. Perfect pace, perfect line, perfect result. Back at 10, Lee Dae-yeon was putting first. Bang Shin-sil in close for birdie. Dae-yeon piling the pressure on her teenage co-leader. But while that was happening, Son Ye-bin would continue her steady climb up the leaderboard. Another look at birdie here at 12, and 3 in a row for Ye-bin to get to within 2. So after Lee Dae-yeon's birdie, Bang Shin-sil was up to the task. Was up to the task indeed. She kept the advantage at 1. And then at 11, haven't seen anybody get home on this par 5 and 2 all week long. That was until Bang Shin-sil stepped up from 231 meters, flew it to the heart of the green, and set up an eagle opportunity. And it wasn't far off from going in. Already made 2 eagles this week. This so very nearly a 3rd. And she thought, as did we, that she'd be tied for the lead walking off this green. But Lee Dae-yeon had something to say about that. Had to play this hole the conventional way. 3 shots to there. Rolled that one in to stay 1 clear. But then there were problems for Dae-yeon at 12. A bogey after finding the greenside trap. Bang Shin-sil, bit heavy-handed with the chip. A really good par-saving putt that kept her in a share of the lead. That moved into a share of the lead, I should say, at 10 under. Park Gi-yeol at 15, led at the halfway stage, and she'd be cruising for her best ever finish in a major. A tie for 2nd for Gi-yeol. And at the same hole, Dae-yeon, tied, standing on the tee, would put a birdie out to move 1 clear. Son Ye-bin's putter cooled off a little bit, but a brilliant shot from the left trees in the 18th to about 6 feet. But snaking its way in for a closing 69 and a share of 2nd with Gi-yeol. And then at 16, Dae-yeon, playing partner in trouble. She would slam the door shut with another birdie. Bang Shin-sil missing for par after finding the fairway bunker off the tee. And it was getting a bit comfortable for Dae-yeon, but not comfortable enough. She was up by 3 on 17. She was up by 4 walking off the green. 3 birdies in a row for Lee Dae-yeon. Gave her a 4-shot cushion coming up the last. Probably the worst shot she's hit all day to end up in that spot on the 18th. But a short game, as usual, up to its lofty standards. A beautiful little pitch up there. And only a 1.5 for her final stroke of the week. 275 total. Dae-yeon wins by 4 at 13 under par. Collects a 7th KLPGA Tour title, a 3rd major championship, and it's safe to say she is completely back after struggling with injury for so much of the last 2 seasons. The supremely talented Lee Dae-yeon now collects the KLPGA Championship of 2023.
공동 주최사이자 주관사인 한국여자 프로골프협회 김정태 부장님 자리하셨습니다. 주간 방송사인 SBS 미디어는 김계호 대표이사님 자리하셨습니다. 그리고 멋진 코스를 제공해주신 레이코드 컨트리 클럽 이성원 대표이사님 자리하셨습니다. 옆에 빨간 자켓을 입은 선수들이 보이죠? KLPGA 챔피언십 역대 우승자들이 또 이 자리를 빛내줬습니다. 여러분 환영해 주시죠. 네, 반가운 얼굴들이 많은데요. 본격적인 시상식에 앞서 KLPGA 대표이사로서 그동안 투어 발전과 회원을 위해 아낌없는 노력과 열정을 쏟아주신 강춘자 전 대표이사님께 KLPGA 선수들이 감사의 뜻을 전하는 시간 잠시 갖도록 하겠습니다. 강춘자 전 대표이사님, 선수와 함께 앞으로 나아가 주시죠. 선수들에서 선수 국가위원회 부위원장인 이소희 선수가 감사패를 전달하겠습니다. 네, 또 강춘자 전 대표님 투어 발전을 위해서 참 많은 노력을 하셨죠. 이 대회 역대 우승자 중에 한 명이기도 한데요. 네, 정말 감사합니다. 네. 이어서 크리스 챔피언십 김하는 대표이사님과 레이코드 컨트리클럽 이성원 대표이사님께서 꽃다발을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 특히 또 강춘자 전 대표이사님, 이곳 레이코드 컨트리클럽에서 프로 1호 골퍼가 되거든요. 정말 이 자리가 뜻깊은 시간이 되지 않을까 싶습니다. 네, 여러분 다시 한번 뜨거운 박수 부탁드립니다. 자, 이제 본격적인 대회 시상식을 진행하겠습니다. 먼저 특별상 홀인원 시상입니다. 본 대회는 파3 4개 홀에 모두 부상이 걸려 있었는데요. 그 중에 가장 큰 부상이 걸려있던 홀에서 1라운드에 홀인원이 나왔습니다. 자, 17홀을 더플레스 효성에서 제공하는 9,200만 원 상당 WEQE의 주인공 만나보겠습니다. 시상에 더플레스 효성 김태희 전무님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 네, 여러분 박수로 맞아주시죠. 자, 9,200만 원 상당의 WEQE의 주인공 혹시 누군지 알고 계신가요? 주인공 만나보겠습니다. 바로 한진선 선수입니다. 여러분 큰 박수로 환영해 주시죠. 네, 한진선 선수는 수영동산 3번째 홀인원이었는데요. 자동차를 받은 건 처음이라고 하는데 이 자동차를 직접 타고 다니겠다고 얘기를 했습니다. 네, 한진선 선수 축하드립니다. 다음은 베스트 드레서 시상입니다. 베스트 드레서 상은 갤러리 분들이 직접 투표를 해주셨는데요. KLPGA 투어 최고의 패셔니스타에게 주어지는 상이 되겠습니다. 부상으로 크리스 펜시 의류 교환권과 세라덴 안마 의자가 주어집니다. 시상에는 크리스 펜시 김한음 대표이사님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 자, 그러면 KLPGA 최고의 패셔니스타는 누군지 바로 발표하겠습니다. 축하합니다. 이혜원 선수가 그 주인공이 됐습니다. 네. 자, 이혜원 선수도 상큼하고 세련된 룩으로 필드를 빛내주고 있는 선수인데요. 또 파리게이츠의 후원을 받고 있는 선수죠. 네, 앞으로도 패션을 기대해 보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이혜원 선수에게 여러분 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 자, 이제 주인공을 만나볼 시간이죠. 마지막으로 크리스 펜시 제45회 KLPGA 챔피언십 대망의 우승자를 발표하겠습니다. KLPGA 투어 최고의 권위와 역사를 자랑하는 크리스 펜시 제45회 KLPGA 챔피언십 우승자 2023년 첫 번째 메이저 피는 4라운드 총 275타 10타원을 빨리 기록한 이나영 선수입니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드리시죠. 네, 자 먼저 패션 기업인 크리스 FNC가 직접 제작한 자켓인데요. 트렌디하면서도 클래식한 케이프 느낌의 디자인을 보여주고 있습니다. 매년 볼 때마다 진짜 생각을 하는데 이다현 선수에게 정말 잘 어울리네요. 이다현 선수 한국 여성 하나 클래식에 이어서 이렇게 KLPGA 챔피언십 트로피까지 가져가게 됩니다. 다음은 공동 주최사이자 주관사인 한국여자 프로골프협회 김정표 회장님께서 KLPGA 챔피언십의 상징 수뇌배 트로피를 전달해 주시겠습니다. 네, 무거운 트로피인데요. 이다현 선수 이름을 새겨서 드리게 되겠습니다. 다음은 크리스 FNC 우진석 회장님께서 우승 상금 2억 3,400만 원을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 다음은 중간방식타인 SBS 미디어넷 김계호 대표이사님께서 축하의 꽃다발을 전달해 주시겠습니다. 네, 오늘도 저희가 최장 시간 10시간 중계를 했었죠. 마지막으로 우승자 부상인 세라덴 의료기기와 프레드릭 콘스탄트 고급 시계를 레이코드 컨트리 클럽 이석원 대표이사님께서 전달해 주시겠습니다. 레이저 노벨과 함께 마지막으로 수고합니다. 이다현 선수 정말 축하합니다. 자, 마지막으로 모든 내빈분들과 우승자 기념 촬영을 하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이다현 선수가 좀 가운데 자리를 해주시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 자, 중앙으로 다 같이 모여주시고요. 네, 자, 이어서 대회 기간 내내 열띤 승부를 펼쳤던
So a tremendous performance, a worthy champion of the 45th KLPGA Championship in Lee Daeon. 4 shots, her margin of victory. The comeback complete, a 3rd major title and a 7th in the burgeoning career of Lee Daeon. Well, that'll just about do it for our coverage this week from the 45th KLPGA Championship. We certainly hope you've enjoyed our coverage. But until next time, I'm Timothy Lowe, and from everyone here at the KLPGA Tour, so long from Yangju City, so long from Lakewood Country Club, and we'll see you next time on the KLPGA Tour.
15초.